Good evening, folks. Today I'm going to show you how to take an average pair of dress shoes and turn them into boogie shoes. As you see, I bought these at the thrift store for $7.99, and since it was a red sticker, they were half price, so I got them for just under $4. Okay, first step you want to do is remove the shoelaces. Okay, now that the shoelaces have been removed, you got to clean them good. What I'm going to use is isopropyl alcohol. I'm just going to give them a good wipe down, and that'll remove any kind of contaminants, polish, or whatnot, and that'll allow the fabric to stick to the shoes. Okay, I'm going to wash it now. Okay, I've got these shoes all wiped down and they're clean, and on to the next step. Okay, for this particular pair of shoes, I've decided to go with the gold square material. It's gonna really pop in the light there. Look at it. Look at it. Okay. Things. Here's what you're gonna need. I like to always have some rubber gloves, an X-Acto knife, and a pair of scissors. Either, I like to use these little ones a lot, but if you have just big ones, they work fine. And then contact cement. Now, I normally use spray adhesive. The 3M 9000 series seems to work the best, but I'm out of it, so I'm just going to use some of this contact DAP company-made contact cement. It should work all right. And, of course, some paper towels. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I got the fabric cut into a rectangle that is goes from the toe, and you want to make sure you got it long enough to where it will come around the back of the heel, all one piece. Okay, all one piece. You don't want to cut a big piece that's too big and have a lot of waste. But for your first ones, you might want to have a little bit bigger than too small, because you don't want to come up short. It's a little bit hard to piece this together because of all the squares. Some material it's a little bit easier. Okay, now what you want to do once you get that, then cut you another one. Okay, I folded back the material a couple inches, and I've put the glue just around the tip, probably back of the first 2 inches of the shoe. Now what you want to do is just fold this back down and keep it center, and bring it just to the tip of the heel, or the sole. You don't want to go too far over the sole, okay, with the very tip of it. Okay, another one the same size for the other shoe, so you ain't trying to fit have to redo it again. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out another one before I start gluing this one. Okay, that's what I have so far. I've got it glued down just about 2 inches back, 2.5 inches back or so, just to the very tip of the sole. Now I'm going to fold this back, and then I'm going to apply some more glue here. I can't do this and hold the phone. That's why I have to keep breaking it. But I'm just going to put the glue here, again, about 2 inches. That's what I want to manage at one time. Okay? All right, stand by. Okay, now I've been working this and pressing it down, making sure it's glued down real good all along to the sole. And then you don't have to worry about trimming anything yet. You want to get this all glued down along onto the shoe first before you start trimming anything. You start trimming, sometimes the material has shifted a little bit or moved, and then you're short somewhere, and then that's no good. Okay, stand by. One thing I want to point out, when you get to where the lace is, where it starts lacing up, and you've got the tongue, you're not going to cover the tongue with this. You're gonna use a separate piece for that, because it looks better if you have this continue on over to the sides and over where the laces are. Just wanted to point that out. What I've done is I've made a cut from the back all the way to where the lace portion, where it laces up, goes to. Okay, and I'll show you, and it just makes it easier to glue it on, and also for where you're going to make this cutout for the lace also. Before I do any more gluing of the main piece, I'm going to do the tongue. Okay, so I've cut a piece that's just pretty much fits the tongue, and I'm going to glue that first. Okay, as you see, I've got that piece glued on there. I'm not worried about too much around trimming around the edges yet. Just get everything, just got it glued down. Now I'm going to continue gluing from here up along both sides. Okay, I've got the shoe pretty much covered and glued. I haven't done any trimming yet. Now I had one issue. I measured when I laid out my first time. I come up a little bit short. Probably needed to have it an inch wider. And you can see on both sides of the tongue I come up a little short. So I'm going to have to piece in a little piece there. It's really not a big deal. You know, the shoelaces are going to be going through there anyway, and not really going to see too much of that. So I can have an overlap and not look too bad. But I brought it all the way around to the back, and now all I've got to do is trim it. And you're going to find, especially using this kind of glue, you got to be real careful that you don't don't try to do too much rubbing on it right now when that glue is still wet. If it seeps through, then it gets on top of this. It's pretty hard to get cleaned off, and you don't want to use any solvent, because these will start falling off. They're just like glued on there. But looking good so far. Okay, I'm going to start trimming it. And when I start trimming, I'm going to use my X-Acto knife right there, and I'm going to trim right along the sole all the way around. And it's okay to cut on the sole a little bit. You don't want to be short. Then you have to be piecing little pieces in there where you're exposing the shoe again. Okay, let me go ahead and trim it. I got this one shoe pretty much done. It isn't perfect, but it'll work. This material is a little bit hard to work with. Again, you know that contact cement has solvents in it, and I've noticed that while the glue is drying, the solvents are escaping to get on the back side of the sequin, and they start to come off. So you got to be really mindful if you're using this type of material to just you don't want to use too little glue, but not too much. And but yeah, I think they'll look good. I'm going to go ahead, and all I've got to do is poke out for the laces, and also I'm going to run a bead of clear silicone all along the sole there, and I'll tuck that where the fabric is. Some areas is still sticking out. It'll all push in there real nice, and then I'll blacken it all in again with some black paint. But again, make sure you use contact cement. It's a rubber-based cement, and it'll stay nice and soft. Don't use any super glue or any type of glue that gets hard, because it'll just crack. It won't work. It's not going to hold the fabric on. Alright, well, good luck with your boogie shoes. Again, here's my first one. I'm going to do the second one. Cheers. Here they are completed.